A lot of stalled work looks like freedom. Too many options, too many directions, too much room to keep adjusting before anything is actually made. People call that openness. Often it is just drift. The problem is not always lack of effort. Sometimes the problem is that the work has no edge. And when the frame has no edge, practice spreads out and loses force. Constraint is not the enemy of good work. Very often, it's what gives the work a usable shape. People tend to assume more freedom means more possibility. Sometimes it means more avoidance. When everything is allowed, nothing becomes necessary. You can keep experimenting, rethinking, and expanding the field without ever forcing a clear decision. That feels creative. It's often just delay. Constraint changes the texture of practice. It cuts away excess options and makes the next move clearer. A smaller frame can produce better judgment because it gives you something firm to work against. Instead of asking, "What could this become?" you start asking, "What is the strongest version possible inside this limit?" That's a better practice question. It produces repetition with pressure in it, and pressure, used correctly, sharpens attention. Imagine you are learning bookbinding. You sit down to make a simple hand-bound volume. At first, you let the session stay open. Different formats, different materials, different structures. You compare covers, papers, cloth, edge treatments. An hour passes, and the work still feels unformed. Then you narrow it. One size, one cloth, one thread color, one binding structure. Suddenly the session changes. You are no longer wandering through possibilities. You are working. The decisions start stacking. The form begins to hold. What looked like limitation turns out to be traction. Constraint does not reduce the work. It concentrates it. Once that lands, limits stop feeling punitive. They start functioning like rails. They keep the practice from spilling outward. Over time, that gives you something more valuable than variety. It gives you standards. You begin to notice what actually improves when the field is small enough to compare one repetition against the next. Before your next session, choose one fixed limit, one format, one tool set, one time cap, one material rule. Then work within that limit. Work with the constraint until it stops feeling restrictive and starts becoming useful. Unlimited freedom sounds attractive, but skill rarely grows there for long. It grows where the frame is clear enough to force better decisions. Use the smaller frame. Let the limit do some of the work. That's the principle. Now go practice.